welcome you all to our channel Let's Learn Automation, and this is our project. So what I will do, I can do some changes over here. I think this method is not required over here. So what I will do, I will just copy cut this and will put it here, and I think this will work. So I will delete this. This is not required. I'll write down like method to take screenshot when test case get filled. So this is commented. Now let's close this, and now we'll try to learn how to create the suit. So we can see that there are the pages where our actual logic is available, and here we have the test classes. Now for example, until now what we have done, so for example, if I need to execute any page like login page, so normally what is the process to run this particular page? I will just right click and run as test ng test, and let's try to execute this because this page shows error in last session. Let's re-verify. After this we will create the suit. Okay, yeah, that is executing. Okay, done. I think everything is executed. Yeah, successfully we got the all success. So now these are the pages, and we just need to right click to run the this particular test class. But what happen if I need to run the two test classes? So for that situation, what I need to do, I just create select the test classes which I need to run. For example, I need to run the login page and the inventory page. So I will right click on this and will go to test ng and will select convert to test ng. After selecting this, I got this particular pop-up, and here we can see that these two classes got selected, and this is what the suite we have. So this is the automatic suite which is created by testng. We just selected the option here. Okay, now we don't want to change anywhere over here. We just need to change the name. But if I'm going to save this, like if I finish this, so here you can see that testng.xml is got created. Okay, so this is the just file we created. For example, if I close this, if I will delete this, then no problem. If I try to create the suite again for two classes, I will right click over there and go to testng, convert to testng, and here I got the option. Now we already read the previous file, so I am going to convert. So I'm going to create it again. So again, this is created. Okay, but now we don't want to create here, because if we try to create here, then there will be a multiple file. We don't want to do like that. So what I will do, if I need to create the suite for these two classes, I will right click over here, convert to testng, and here I will browse. Okay, there is a browse button, and in a browse button I will store that thing into one test resources. Okay, resources I will select, I will press OK, and here I will give a name like uh, suite for two classes. Okay, and xml.xml. So currently we don't have anything in resource. When I'm going to finish it, and sorry, here when I'm going to finish it, we can see that we have the suite over here. I think we have already created the suite. Okay, so I will delete this one, the older file, and we'll use this one. So in this way we can create the suite. If I try to execute this suite, then the two classes will get run. and let's try to run this, and then we will check in a report what we will get in a report. So let's wait for the complete execution. Okay, remember those who want to create the framework, they need to follow this framework series from the first video. Then only they are able to create, and try to watch the every video. Every video will give some knowledge to you, and you will try to create the framework. And in this particular series I haven't edited any video. Okay, so I just code and record on the same time, so there is no edition. Maybe some voice, some noise will be there, but I haven't edited anything. So whatever I develop in a project, I developed in a session itself. I haven't write down any single code after the session. So everything is recorded in a video. So I think yes, execution finished. Let's see the result. Okay, we have total 13 test cases, passed 13, and now I will refresh the project to check the report. So refresh, and here we have the report in a test output. Test output, we have index.html. We'll check the location. We'll copy the location from here, and we'll check in here. So let's see, yeah, all the 13, it's good. Okay, so everything is, we can see this is the suite we have created or we have run. Then there is no group, there is a time for every test cases. Then report out we have seen, ignore method, don't have anything. This is what the one test class, this is the second test class, and every details or what we run. So what's why this difference? Test result name success we don't have here. Okay, need to check that. Then pass method, all are the pass method. So this, in this way we got the report of two uh, cla classes, I can say. Then if I need to run the all the test cases, so what can I do? I can select every test class and right click, then convert to testng, and here I will again browse because I need to store it somewhere else, like source test resource. Okay, and then uh, we can say full run dot xml and finish. So you can see this xml got created. Okay, so this is one option we have. But if you don't want to select all those things, so what can I do? I will just right click on the package itself. Okay, I will minimize this, this is not required. So I will just directly click on package test class test cases package, and again testng, convert to testng. Then you can see over here every class is get added, and from by this like this I can create the test suite for complete we can say the project. Okay, so I will not create it again, that will otherwise there will be multiple copy. So it's better to have all of this here, so we can minimize, otherwise the project size or get larger and larger. Okay, so in this way we can create a suite. Now for example, we have two suite over here, so full run and suite for two classes. So we'll see this. So now for example, okay, I think we have seen this failed XML, so not needed. So what we will do, we have seen that, and so in a test cases, this is our login page test. So what I will do, now we'll run this single class and we'll check the sequence. We'll check the sequence, in which sequence we are getting the execution. So for example, I will run this and we'll check in which sequence we are getting the executed method or test cases, and we will apply our execution format, or this test case should be executed first, then second, then third, like this. So we'll decide the sequence as per our order. So basically now the alphabetical order is followed by this particular execution. So now we don't want alphabetical order, we need our order. So for that we'll use some keyword like priority. We'll use priority and we'll decide which test case we need to run first and which last. So it's completed. Now we can see the sequence. Let's see the sequence. So what we have, first of all, login is going to execute, then all those verify bot logo, verify login logo, title and URL. So first of all, we need to check the run the verify URL. Okay, so what we will do, we will priority. But remember one thing, there all these test cases will not be executed as per the return, as per the we have written over there. Okay, this will be executed as per the alphabetical order of the method name, as per the method name of alphabetical order, we can say. Okay, so we need to change it. This will not follow the sequence of the test cases. Okay, like this should be executed first, this should be executed second, not like that. It will be executed as per the alphabetical order of the method name. So now we will modify this. So what we thought, or what I think, that first of all title test case should be executed. So this is the title test case. But before title, we can say that URL should be executed first. So I will give the priority. So I will just give the comma. But now what we have already here, enable equal to true or false. So what it means, when we write down enable equal to true, it means that we need to execute it. So that's why this is enabled. But if I write down here as a false, so for example, let's first of all we try to understand the enable. What is enable? So you can see enable equal to true, 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 everything is true. So that's why we got the execution of all 5 test cases. So for example, I will just uh, I will just enable the URL test and everything is false. So I will make them changes false. This one, this one, URL should be executed, and this one. So what I have done, I just disable the 4 test cases and enable single test case. What is the advantage or what is the usage of enable equal to true and false? So for example, if we need to develop the multiple number of test cases, and what we have done, first of all, I'll write down this test case. Okay, and then this is executed properly, there is no issue. Now I need to execute, I need to write down the second test case. So whenever we are going to run this complete test class, so this test case will also run, because this case is the part of this uh, test class. So what we can do, we can disable this, because it is already executed. There is no need to run this again and again, because it is already executed properly. Now we can concentrate on the second test only. So when this test case successfully executed and it working properly, and then whenever we started to write down the next test case, so we can concentrate on this test only. Okay, and we will disable this and this test case. So we can use the enable equal to false for this kind of purpose, by which we can concentrate on the single test case which we are currently working on. Okay, so I just I just disable the every test case except this URL. Now let's execute, is it working or not? Okay, I started the execution. So I made every test case as a false, enable equal to false. Only single test case have the enable equal to true. Okay, that is, I think it is executed. Yes, that is the URL test case. And then now you can see only single test case run, pass 1, fail 0. So in this way we can disable the test case. Again, what is the purpose of this? By which we can concentrate on the current test case, and whatever the test case is passed, we can disable it, because it is that is already run. There is no need to run it again and again. This will be the wastage of our time. So this is the in this way we can use this. Now we will make this enable because we need to check for the another keyword. This one, and this one too. Okay, done. Now I will use the priority. So we need to give the highest priority to URL because that should be run first. So I will use priority 0 to URL. Then we'll use this is not URL, this is title now. So I will use this priority 0 1 0 to here and 1 to here. 0 for URL, 1 for title. Then bot logo test, I can say 2. Then login logo test, I can say 3. And finally we are going to execute the login. So before this particular execution, what we have seen that login test application, login to the application test executed first. But now as we are using the priority keyword, so now what we are expecting, first of all URL, then what, then title, then two logo tests, and after final as a fifth test case, this login to application should be run. So now let's execute and let's see we have done it right or not. I think login executed first. Okay, why this happen? Why this happen? Only single test case run. That is login to application. Okay, what happened here? Priority 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's save it and let's run it again. Okay, I think at that time I haven't saved that thing. Okay, now login executed. Login to app executed. Okay, so you can see that first of all URL, then title, then bot logo, then login logo, and then login to application run. So we modify the sequence. Okay, in this way we can give the priority or we can use the priority to make the test run execution of test case in our order. Okay, now and also what we have done, we have used the 0 from 0, but even we can use the in a negative also, priority as a -1 -100. So lower the priority, higher, first of all that priority will be run, sorry, first of all that test case will be run. If we define any test case as a minus priority, then it will execute first, and highest the priority number, lower the test sequence. So now, so this is the thing, this is the first thing. So we have learned the enabled and priority. Now for example we have one more keyword. So let's try to understand the scenario first. So what we have, first of all we know that whenever we are going to use the application, so I'm going to log out this. So this is the application. So whenever I'm going to open this particular application, what will I check is that URL is correct or not. What the second thing I will check is the swag logo title is correct or not. Then only I will check for the is logo is available or not, or are we able to log in or this not. Okay, so the priority of this or the sequence should be like this. So if these two tests are correct, then only there is a means there is a meaning to check for this logo and for the login feature. Okay, so what we have, so if this particular test case run, sorry, if this particular test case successfully executed, that may be title or URL, then only we will execute this. If those test cases got fail, then we will not execute these test cases, we will skip this. So how we can do this? So we have one more keyword, like we can say that this is the first of all URL. Okay, so I will modify this. So I will just, I can use the multiple keyword over here, like I use the enable, then priority, then in depends on method we have. Okay, so depends on method. So here I need to write down the method name. So which method name? No, not here, not here. So what I will do, I will write down this case, test case, that the title test case depend upon the URL, because if the URL is correct, then only title is going to correct. So here I will use depends on methods, and here we'll give the name of the this test case. Okay, and now let's try to execute this. So what I will do, I will fail these test cases, what we can say that forcefully. So currently this test case executing properly, there is no problem. So what I will do, I will fail this test case by just changing the value. Like here the correct value is 1 comma 0. I will note down here, because if I forget, then I can correct it, and I will make it like 1 1. So I am forcing this test case to be failed. Okay, so if this particular test case got failed, then what happened with this case we will see, and until that I will disable every other test case. So false, then false, and then false. So three test cases are disabled. And now what I have done, if this test case run, then this will be run. Sorry, yeah. If the verify URL app test, this test case successfully executed, then we can execute this, or there is a meaning to execute this. So I need to fail this one. So I will write down like 1 1 is here. This is the correct one, and I will write down 1 2. I should not modify this. Okay, so let's try to understand again. So if this particular test case execute, then what happened with this test case we will see, and if it is not executed, then also we'll see. So now what happened, we are forcefully failing this test case. So let's check. First of all I will save this, and let's execute again. So if the URL of app test got fail, then what happened with the title test? Let's see. Okay, execution is done, I think. Okay, so now let's close this. So let's check this. So you can see the in output the total test run 2, failure 1, because we forcefully fail it, and skip 1. So the second test case is not trying to execute. This test case, this particular title test case got skipped because this case got failed. Okay, if this test case got is successfully executed, then there is a meaning to execute this pair test case. Why? Because this test case we made it depend on the URL test case. Okay, how to do that? Depends on method is a keyword, and you just need to mention the name of the test case on which it is depend. So if this test case got fail, then there is no meaning to you run the title test. Okay, now I will make it correct like this, and we'll delete this. And now let's run it again. Let's see if the test case got passed, then what should be the result, or what will be the result. Okay, both the okay, now you can see total test run 2, pass 2, no fail, no skip. because this test case executed successfully. That's why there is a meaning to execute this test case. So in the same way we will modify the rest of the test cases too. Okay, so I will use this depends on method everywhere. Everywhere means if the title, if the URL is correct, then there is a meaning to run the remaining test case. So we'll use the same code here also and here also, and this should be enable true, true and true. So now what happened? The four test cases depends on this URL test. Okay, four test cases depend on this URL test. So now let's successfully execute this. Let's execute this when the test case is correct or when the dependent test case is executed. So now currently I'm executing every test case. Again it will run as per the priority. Okay, this is the last test case. That is the login. Okay, total test run pass, total run part run 5, uh, pass 5, no failure, no skip. And now what I will do, I will for this test case as a incorrect, one should be there, and I will use here 1 2. Now dependent test case getting failed. Let's run this. What happened? What happened? Okay, I have saved this. Let's run it again. Okay, that test case got failed. Okay, you can now let's check the console. So total test case run 5, pass 0, fail 1 and 4 test case skip, because all the test cases, 4 test cases dependent on URL, and you can check over here too. This is failed. Verify URL of app test failed, and what is saying expected, so failed. The reason of failing is like this, its expectation is not matched. Then what is saying, verify title test is not run. Why is not able to run? Depends on not successfully finish the method. Depends on method is not executed. So that's why there is a message too. Okay, we are getting the same message over here in a console too. So this is the reason that if the dependent test case got failed, then the rest of these test cases got skipped. So this is what the depends on keyword. And now we'll make this correct. So we got this correctly, and I will remove this. So in this way we have seen the three keyword: enabled, priority and depends on. So thank you. In the next session we'll see something else. Bye.